Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu. I'm bringing out this video of me unboxing a board game, and today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of Great Western Trail El Paso. As you can see here on the table, this is the El Paso version. I do have Great Western Trail and Great Western Trail Second Edition and Great Western Trail the Rails to the North, I think is what it's called, or whatever the expansion is called. But I do have those ones, and I also have ambitions to get Argentina and New Zealand. But I'm just going to stick with getting the El Paso one for now. So let me go and get our background music started here, because you know my background music. And there we go, that's running. Okay, cool, just going to smoothly get in there. And yeah, as far as this unboxing, this one, there's no shrink wrap on this one, which I'm a little sad. They did have stickers on here, but I've already removed the stickers. Mostly because I didn't want to risk trying to quickly rip them off here while I'm doing the video. So technically this has already been unboxed with air quotes a little bit, but also my box was a little bit damaged, which I was a little bit sad about. But oh man, it's rough down here. Oof, this thing got crushed. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and try to go with our normal flow of things. So let's go ahead and zoom in so we can try to read the back of the box here. So this one's El Paso, or sorry, Great Western Trail El Paso. The Great Western Trail story continues. El Paso, at the end of the 19th century, 5 railroad companies have connected the Sun City to their network and made it a major hub for the cattle trade. Ranchers from the surrounding parts of Texas and Mexico drive their cattle into the city to send them on their long journey to the north, east, and west of the United States. Take on the role of ranchers. Oh my gosh, got stuff. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. It would bother me if I didn't. There we go. Okay, cool. Got rid of it. All right. Take on the role of ranchers of that time and bring your cattle to El Paso to earn money and victory points. Hire more cowboys, builders, and engineers to get closer to your goals. You can buy cattle to increase your value of your herd, construct buildings to unlock more actions, participate in the expansions of the railroad, and secure the most attractive contracts. And then El Paso is mechanically based on its predecessor in the Great Western Trail trilogy. It can serve as an introduction to the series and is a perfect game for game nights where it's not enough time for its big brother. Okay, cool. Plays quick, similar experience to the other ones. Plays anywhere, plays solo. Ooh, play solo. Hey, I'm looking forward to that. Take on Sue and show her how it's done. Yeah. All right, so there you go. That's the back of the box. So let's go ahead and jump into opening things up, though. So, like I said, it's the stickers. There's no shrink wrap, so unfortunately, it's just open in the box. And let's take everything out here. We got these are wooden bits by the looks of it. These are cards, a little notepad. We got a pouch. Oh, it's not a pouch. Oh, it's a playboard. Okay. All right, we'll stare at that. We'll gawk at that later. We got these little player boards here, more cards, and I wonder what size those are. And we got, we got this, whatever this is. We got the rule book, we got some cardboard bits, and yeah, that's all that's inside the box. All right, so let's go ahead and try to go this in an orderly fashion. I'm curious to see what this is. I'm gonna go ahead and open up this. This seems like this is some kind of paper craft, like we want to make a cube out of this. The question is why, though. I hope this has a really reasonable purpose, because this looks like just a giant die, and I don't like it. Oh man, are we about to just have boxes? Just have boxes? I don't sound enthusiastic about it because I'm not. Like this is some Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea level stuff, you know? Why though? Okay, maybe I wasn't supposed to do that. I don't know. But there's one for each of these, so sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna fold. Well, okay, I will fold all these. Let's say I'm not gonna fold all these. You can't convince me otherwise. Convinces me otherwise. All right, looks like this is for increasing your ribbons. I forget what it's called. Certifications. This is for probably the rail station. I played the Great Western Trail, the board game, the bigger brother of this game. I played it a few times, and I think I have maybe 8 games under my belt, like 7 of those being on Board Game Arena. So there's no way I could play it wrong, and I feel like I got a good flow of the game. I do think it is a very interesting game in the sense that you don't really have a lot of time a lot of downtime between turns, assuming that nobody's like getting stuck too hardcore on the decisions that they're going to make. And it's like an interesting like blend of, this is a pretty long game, but it has quick turns, because you kind of do your turn, do your action, do your other action, and that's it. And if you make it to where people can't undo, then that solves a problem. But yeah, all right. I don't know if it was a mistake for me to do what I just did here without putting things in them. I feel like this is maybe storage for all the bits, which if that's the case, then I'm ditching these completely. I appreciate the sentiment, but this seems like a little bit of a task to do that. All right, so now having done that, I'm going to go ahead and go into the rulebook and see what the heck were those for. Yeah, I think those are just storage, which seems absurd to me. Yeah, those seem like they're just storage. That seems aggressive. I don't like how aggressive that is. I'm definitely going to use my own custom storage, but these seem like they're storage. The rulebook doesn't seem to call them out, and they're labeled with the things here. So I mean, I guess we'll definitely see what the things have, but it looks like, yeah, you just kind of take all of these and put them in there, and that's kind of your storage thing. And let me not judge this too harshly. Let me go back and open it up. Yeah, I feel like kind of opening and closing this is going to be a nightmare, and even on like for video purposes, you can't really see. Let's go ahead and I'm skipping around a little bit, but you know what? Let's keep this orderly. Let me go back to the rulebook. We're gonna go ahead and look at the rulebook and give it a little bit more of a peruse since we're here. That's too close. All right, we'll zoom out manually. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. All right, so as far as the rulebook goes, we got a nice little art on the front. We got components all listed out. Again, I don't really see the boxes. So because I don't see the boxes, my only assumption is that these are stored inside of those, because there's 20 of these, 20 of these. There's your player pieces. There's a lot of coins. It seems like those are supposed to be used for storage, which again, I appreciate the sentiment, and maybe it makes the storage solution here in the box a little bit more reasonable. But we'll probably choose not to do that. We also have the board tiles here for the buildings, and I think in this game, don't quote me on this, but I think in this game all the players kind of pick from the same pool of tiles. As opposed to having their own individual buildings, and that kind of speeds up the game from there. Because the board itself is pretty small, but yeah, that's my assumption here. And yeah, it looks like there's the building display, cattle market, worker. Okay, yeah. So as far as the rulebook layout though, I do like the fact you have a game board set up and you have a player set up. I always like it when they separate those. Even if those are the same thing, it's still nice to have like, this is what the player board, the player area should look like once you're done setting it up. This is what the play area, the game board area should look like. And it has descriptors, everything, kind of typical fashion. Great Western Trails rulebook is reasonable to learn the game from. His solo rulebook was very rough because it was a little bit more abbreviated than I think it should have been, but I can at least speak for that. And I do appreciate the borders here. For gameplay, do these things, and then this, and those are the various sections. So yeah, this looks like a reasonable rulebook. Has a lot of visuals, has a lot of pictures here. I'm assuming it has a number of examples in there as well. I'm not spending a lot of time reading through the stuff, so I can only make assumptions. And here's the solo rules. And there's the back of the rule book with some reference information. Or is this a continuation of solo? No, I hate that. Yeah, this is a continuation of the solo explanation as opposed to like a key. But I guess if we go look at the player boards here, maybe the player boards have a good bit of information. Let's see if any of this looks familiar. So it looks like you got here, you got your certificates area, you got your hand size, you can increase that by 1. Your movement, you can increase that by 1. You can get a permanent certificate by doing whatever that is. And I'm assuming all these are, this looks like the symbol for doing like a passive action, and maybe this is like the double version of that. So a passive action to get $1, and then the double of that is to get $2, and then the double of an action is to get that. Yeah, okay, so it seems like it's following the same design language, which I see what they're saying, that this may be reasonable to help teach somebody how to play the game. Knowing how to play Great Western Trail, and for context, the last time I played the game was 3 days ago or so. I played it solo and learned how to play it and did two runs of it, and got wrecked both times. But I played it though. So that's the player boards. Over here we have the cardboard. I'm gonna put that to the side because I want to look at the player board. I do appreciate the quality little cloth, like little cheesecloth or whatever this is. It is a little rough, or tapestry, but I do appreciate that it's here like this because that means you can kind of make this maybe more portable. If you can get everything kind of condensed in a smaller package, it means that the size of the trail, but that is a falsehood regarding how I have mine stored, because I have the expansion of Great Western Trail stored inside of the Great Western Trail 2nd Edition box, so therefore I can't do that. However, looking here though, it looks like you got the same track following stuff. Let's see, where's it start? So here's El Paso. So do you just go in a circle? I see. So you just keep going round and round and round until you get to El Paso, as opposed to instead of going to Kansas and starting back on the start. Okay, that's cool. And then here you have your railroad track representation, I'm assuming. Kind of put your people there. Here you have whatever this is. Okay, cool. This is your cowboy area by the looks of it. Or is this showing how many cards? Oh, this is showing how many cards you put out. How many cattle cards you put out. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that seems interesting. I do like the fact that it's like a nice little mat though. I do appreciate that. Looking at the cards here, let's see if these cards look familiar. So here we have a number of cards, and these cards seem like, I'm going to assume, they're American minis. I'm just making a wild guess on that one. I have no reason to make that guess outside of just a pure guess. But I assume that maybe a Great Western Trail game, a game about, like, you know, just the American West. Maybe it will have American size. It'll be hilarious if it was Euro instead. So let's see if I can get my mat out here. It's in here. Let's see it. Oops. Alright, so here's my Sleeve Kings mat. I'm not sponsored by Sleeve Kings. I just have Sleeve King stuff and GameGenic stuff and Cube for Me stuff. You'll see those very prominently featured on my channel because they make good stuff and I use their stuff. So here's the cards. Let's see. What is the size? Explain smallness. So it looks like it's a C. No, I don't believe you. It says custom sales to glory. Maybe? No, this is not quite. I see Mini Euro, Chimera. Where's Mini? So yeah, I think those are Mini American. These gotta be. So I do have some sleeves over here. These are Mini Europeans. These are way too small. Actually, no. Are Mini Americans smaller than Mini European? Maybe they are Mini European. I hope not. I'm gonna try the American ones because I'm stubborn. No, yeah, these are way too small for American. Yeah, so they're Mini European, which I find funny. Hey, Great Western Trail. Let's do the Great Western Trail thing in the United States. Woo! Mini European. Man, I keep picking up Americans. All right, fine. I'll use these ones. Or maybe it is a custom size, and I'm just doubtful. I don't know. Let's see. These are European, Mini European. Yeah, okay. These are Mini European cards. So the cards are Mini European. I gotta go find my stack of Mini Europeans. I think I got a lot of these. I'll probably use Sleeve King stuff. I'm not gonna use GameGenic stuff because I don't have enough. I'm finally run low on my GameGenic stuff. I might have a second source of matte sleeves coming from BCW because I think BCW is starting to do more matte versions of their sleeves that are at a reasonable price. But I gotta consider my options here. Sleeve King will be the one to save the day though. I'm not gonna sleeve all my cards here, but I will use those Sleeve King cards. Let's go ahead and look at some of these cards though while we're in our process. So we got all these cards here. And I'm assuming these are just normal cattle cards. Oh, wow, there's a lot of things going on here. What's happening here? Oh, are these for the workers? Oh, interesting, okay. So I think these are just for the workers when you're filling out the prospector board, I think this was called. So you got your handful of engineers here. You got your handful of builders and your handful of ranchers. And then here you have these are a mix of all three. So cool. Or maybe you play these from your hand. I don't know. I have no clue how this game works. So I'm taking shots in the dark. Speaking of shots in the dark, these cards seem like they are for Sue, and I know that because on the back of them it says Sue. So I think this is for the solo playthrough here. There's some additional cards here. This is 3, 2, 4. I don't know what this is about. I think this is maybe player count or something. And there's a star on one side, a non-star on the other side. So yeah, so whatever these are for. Oh, okay, I see. So it's making a train. I see. So yeah, you have a little train going choo-choo down the road or down the rails. Choo-choo. That's pretty. Okay, I do appreciate the artwork. It's not like oh man, this is the best art I've ever seen. This is just more like, no, it's just nice and consistent. Like it's you can see it. You can easily differentiate between the different characters. The color palette is pretty. It flies through. You see the kind of the yellowish, the purplish, and the bluish over here. So I think it works out. I know one of the issues that some people had with the Great Western Trail First Edition. I know this is the El Paso mini version of the game or small version of the game. The one issues they had with that was it's very gray. At least the box was very gray, I should say. I have never played First Edition. I think I've seen it on the table once, and I don't recall what the color palette on the board was from that. But it did look like a very gray game from the box for sure, because I've definitely seen it many a times in the board game store and saying, nah, I can't get down with it. All right, so here we have our cattle cards. Oh, we have more. Oh, these are all mixed together. Oh, interesting. Okay, so they have the same backs as these ones did, but I'm assuming these are just the actual cattle here. And you have this, the sentimentals, whatever you call them. Here's the heifers, the shorthorn, the Corinthi, Black Angus, the Peony Woods. Man, I'm probably butchering these names. Galloway, and the Santa Gratuitous. Why am I reading all these? And then the Cerelio. Yeah, all right. Well, I'm glad it took us all through that journey of me struggling to pronounce those things. But it looks like these have the same backs as these ones, so I wonder if you're gonna like mixing all these together. I'm not gonna mix them together now because I have no clue what needs to be mixed with what. But these are the cattle, and these are the ranchers, and there's the bot cards are down there. Down here, instead of our mystery package, we have the wooden bits. I don't know if they're gonna do the whole hat thing they did in the other one. Oh no, they didn't. Okay, let's give you colors, which is fine. Oh, these are chonky. Jeez. I didn't realize how chonky these were. Why are they so chonky? All right, these are some chonky pieces here. Where's the map? These guys look like they take up like half the map. Just one of them. Just like takes up 3/4 of the map there. Sorry, it feels like I'm playing like this is hilarious. What if we're all at the same spot? You know, we're just chilling, hanging out. This is ridiculous. All right, yeah. So I mean, it's fine. I mean, these pieces are proportioned to the board, I suppose. They just feel chunky. I guess they have a nice. I don't want to say they have heft to them. They don't have a lot of weight to them. There's wooden pieces, but it feels good. I mean, these are reasonable. They're visible. You can definitely see from across the table who's where for sure, because it's taking up the whole table. All right, enough of me talking junk about those pieces. All right, let's get on to the cardboard. The main attraction, the main event here. So we have these cardboard bits here. It looks like these are the objectives, the contract you're trying to finish. These are the buildings, and then there's money. And let's see if I'm making a guess here. These are the stations, the stops that you're making. Yeah, the rewards, your station master rewards. And then over here, I think this is the board for your building board. And here you got your chits and bits for the various player colors. You have your draw one card, discard one card, and then this is your cattle display by the looks of it. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and do our drop test here. Oh, look at that. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Boom, I didn't even have to drop it. It just fell out itself. All right, let's do our drop test here. All right, there we go. All right, so with a lot of force, we can get that to go flying out, but it looks like it's a reasonable die cut. Pretty good die cut even. These are nice and clean as far as punching out there. Not too much frill, not too much extra left there. We'll see how. Also, there's no weird shapes in this game. It's all squares and circles. Sorry, rectangles and circles. So as a result of that, I don't expect to see any piece like peeling and tearing or something. But will I replace this money with metal money? I'm not sure. It's a question that nobody asked, but I will ask myself. Speaking of questions, I do live stream here on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/CulBlu. That's CULBLU. Feel free to check me out there. That's where I do my live streaming. So when I'm doing unboxings or board game playthroughs, I try to do them live because it's easier to get it to YouTube that way. And you get the added benefit of being able to interact with me live in the flesh. Well, in the digital flesh, which, oh man, I don't like that. I don't like that phrasing. In person, mostly, kind of, with the delay of internet. Man, I'm not helping. All right, I'll stop. But yeah, so feel free to check me out there. And there's that. All right, so I'm just punching all these out with no care because, like I said, the die cut's really good on this one. The pieces are coming out pretty smoothly. And I was talking junk about these. I'm still going to continue to talk junk about them, but let me go ahead and try them out. Let me attempt to use the storage solution in the box because I've been, you know, as snarky as I am sometimes with storage solutions that come with a box, I've been surprised. One of the most recent surprises, I won't say surprises, but one of the most recent delightful discoveries was the Mage Knight Apocalypse Dragon one, because that storage solution that came with the box was relatively sufficient. And you'll definitely have seen that before you've seen this video. Actually, you might have seen that video right before this one, because I don't know what timing I'm doing all these releases for these videos. But continuing with our cardboard though, we're gonna punch those out. Wait, did they give us one? Okay, yeah, they only give us one for the 5s and the 1s. Again, I talk junk about it, but I mean, if it functions, it functions, and it saves some other storage solutions I could possibly use, and it gives you a storage solution. So, you know, some people say don't knock it till you try it. I say you don't have to try it to knock it, just knock it. But also respect for including it. And this box, as you saw, it had all those like the paper bags instead of the plastic bags, and the stickers instead of the shrink wrap. This box looks like they're trying to be very environmentally conservative, you know, concerning the saving the trees and reducing our plastic waste, and that's fine. I appreciate it. So whenever board games do that, it's fine. I think the game that did that I wasn't the happiest for was the search for lost species. I hated it because they kind of put everything like paper bags. Oh no, actually Daybreak. I think Daybreak was horrible too, because they used like paper envelopes, and it was really gross. Because the paper envelopes, it's like cardstock envelopes. It just didn't feel good. But yeah, I wasn't too happy about those things, but I can get over it. Alright, so these are all the player bits. I'm just going to continue to punch these out. I might put these in a nice little drawstring bag, like I do for the big brother of this game, the Great Western Trail, the full game. 2nd edition, of course, because it looks pretty, and it's less controversial. For those who are wondering what I'm talking about when I say less controversial, in the Great Western Trail 1st edition, you had a part of the board where you were going through the valley, and what you were doing is you were trading with the Native Americans that were in teepees, and you were trading with them to get them to move out of the way to allow you for easier passage. But it's very easy with a game that's about the American West to say that you weren't trading, you were just like kind of pew murdering them with your resources. So they changed it in this one to, instead of being instead of being TPs with the implication of Native Americans live there and you're displacing them. You know, inserts the whole, you know, ethnic cleansing situation going on. Which, to clarify for those who don't know, ethnic cleansing is not murder inherently. Ethnic cleansing is displacing. Displacement is ethnic cleansing. Of a land, of an area, moving people from one spot to another. Anyway, some people call it gentrification, but that's a whole different word. Getting away from definitions for a second, though. So getting back to original point, yeah, they changed it to they're outlaws. So there's a bunch of outlaws in their mountains that are hiding. That's their hideout. So you're trying to send your cowboys and your people and your squad over there to like shoot them dead and stop them from robbing and being bad boys. What a sentence. So that's what it changed. I mean, I guess it made it a little bit less bleh. I mean, you're still talking about the American West, which is, you know, kind of riddled with that history. But I think that history, as riddled as it is with it, is not a thing to shy away from. I'm not saying embrace the history and celebrate the treaty breaking. I'm just saying, you can tell I've been playing Comancheria. I'm just saying that acknowledging the entirety of the history makes the experience more informative and enjoyable overall. So don't shy away from history, y'all. All right, so here we go. We got all of our things in the boxes. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the box. I question the longevity of the box, but honestly, it saves a few of my plastic storage things. Not that I need to save them, and they are purpose made, so I'll give it a shot. It won't save me from the fact that I will probably put some of the cute for me containers to use with all these cards, because there's a lot of cards here, and I think it said on the back of the box how many cards. Let's see. Oh no, maybe it said in the rule book. I saw it somewhere. Checking the rule book. It says we have 4 train cards, 91 cattle cards, 48 worker cards. They're gonna make me do math. Don't make me do math on the internet. That's so dangerous. All right, let's do math on the internet. So 4 plus 91 is 95, plus 48. Oh man, we're passing the hundreds. My brain just wants to pause. All right, I can do it. 95 plus 48. So 95 plus 48 is going to be 130. Oh no, 140. I can do it. Okay, actually, no. Scratch that. Let's remove that 4. Let's do this, because my brain can function with this better. So 9 plus 4 is 13. Yep. Then 1 plus 8 is 9. So 139 plus 4. So 143. There we go. I did it. I did math. Hey. All right. Okay. So that's how many cards there are. So it's like 200 sleeves is what I need. I have more than enough. Sleeve King sleeves to do that. And yeah, I'm probably going to just use the Sleeve King ones, because I don't think I'm going to go all out and get matte sleeves for this. I don't know how often I'm going to play this compared to Great Western Trail, the big brother, but if this ends up being like a really good entry, like a gateway game, something like Jump Drive is a really phenomenal entry for people to play Race for the Galaxy. The problem is, I don't think I'll ever actually sit down and play Race for the Galaxy, because I can just play Jump Drive and get the same amount of fun. Actually, instead of playing Race for the Galaxy, I'd rather play Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition, which is basically Race for the Galaxy, but longer. You can feel about that how you want to, but that's going to be it, though. We have unboxed everything. We've punched everything out. Looks like we got our buildings here. I'm assuming neutral buildings and player buildings, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe these are the... Oh yeah, no, these have the letters. So these are the neutral buildings, and these are the buildings that players can build. I'm very curious to see how the system's going to work, especially since it's kind of, hyping up the fact that it's similar to its bigger brother. Oh, I do need to get a better storage solution. Oh my gosh, they don't give me anything. There's no plastic bags, not even a plastic bag of shame. Have you no plastic bag of shame? The answer is no. Of course it doesn't. But I gotta find something to store all these bits in. Let's see. I think I can just use normal cube for me stuff and call it a day. Again, I was ragging on these little square cardboard boxes, but turns out they're functional. So hey, don't knock it till you try it, or don't try it, just knock it. I don't know, whatever I said earlier. You don't have to try a thing to knock it or something. Haha. I am going to try to use, that's right, our favorite unique trays. Woo! This might be a perfect opportunity for them to be useful, because there's a lot of open space inside that box. There's an unnecessary amount of open space in that box, and I don't think I'm ever going to put anything else in this box. I feel like this version of the Great Western Trail game is one that they won't have expansions for. That's just my speculation. The unique tray box is going to store. It's going to have room to do it. It's going to have room to do it, which is the most important part. Oh no, my internet. Is my internet having problems? Hold on. Cool. We got all these out of the way here. Let's see. Here's my unique tray. Again, the biggest issue with unique trays is they tend to be really big and bulky. And as a result, it usually ends up being better to use something more slim and more efficient with space packing. So these end up not working for a lot of my storage solutions. It's not because I hate them or anything. I promise I don't. It's just sometimes there's better options out there, and I end up with the better option. So let's go ahead and try these out, though. Because like I said, there's going to be plenty of space. Actually, we can fit these unsleeved in here. I doubt we can fit... Well, We can probably fit these sleeved in here too, but how many would I need is the question. So I think I might need 2 of these unique trays just to fit the cards like this. So this may not be the most efficient use. Oh man, and those are hard to get out. I don't like that. Okay. All right, well that was an idea, but I don't like it. Yeah, I can't like stick my finger in there and just like kind of like there's no space for me to like go in here and like get those out easily. So I'm not gonna go for that particular form of storage. It was an idea, so I might end up using the cube for me stuff anyway. Again, it happens every time. It happens every time. It's like unique tray is almost there, and then it just football gets pulled. I could use these to store the bits over there. I think I'm going to use these for the player bits because I'd rather have all the player bits separated already instead of having to sort it every time. It is going to be kind of a waste of the box, which is unfortunate, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal because this is going to help the game hit the table faster. Your storage solution should allow the game to hit the table faster. That should be the goal. If your storage solution makes the game take longer to hit the table, then maybe your storage solution is not really a solution, it's just a storage problem. Yep, somebody clip that. No, jokes aside. Yeah, the storage solution should definitely go in the direction of making the game easier to hit the table. And sometimes companies know that. So like Terraform Mars, the board game, the people who made, oh God, who was it? Broken Token, they knew that their insert made the game easier to hit the table. So Terraform Mars initially cost $50 as a board game, and then you would pay $50 for the insert, the Broken Token insert, and it was phenomenal. It was great. You got these nice little quality boards, but it's just as much as the board game. That's how much you pay for the insert, which feels absurd, and trust me, it is. It doesn't feel good. Oh, perfect. These guys fit in there. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Go ahead, unique tray. You're doing good. You're doing good. All right. Okay, so we got that. I don't think I can use the unique tray this unless I want to take all those bits inside of those boxes over here. Because I could take all the bits out of this box and put them in here instead. I don't know if that's that efficient because it's going to take up a lot of space. So let's kind of look at it. Let's assess. On the one hand, it'll make all these bits easier to get to. Instead of having to pop open the box and then like worry about the boxes ripping and getting damaged over time and wear and tear. But on the other hand, oh, okay, this doesn't even fit in the box. Never mind. I thought I was under the impression that this fit in the box, but I was sorely mistaken. Oh, that's unfortunate. Maybe if I rotate it this way. Sorry, that's very dramatic. All right. Well, I can't use that one. That's unfortunate. But this one here fits pretty well. And look, there's my hair in there already. All right. Okay. So that was an experiment. So let's continue. We're going to continue using the boxes. Now the cards. I said I was going to use a cube for me. I don't know how many of these I have. I think I have 2. I only see 1. I don't know where the other one is. But I got one of these double trays. I got a bunch of these. So I could just use these and call it a day. And I think that's going to be the move. Use a bunch of these and call it a day. These should be able to store the cards. The question is, how many of these do I need to use? Because I think if I had to use a lot of these, I would rather not use a lot of these. Like if I can get away with using just like 2 of them, sure. But in this case, especially once I see the cards, if it's going to end up being a lot of, oh man, okay, this is going to be causing me a problem here. Because there's not a ton of stuff in this box. So one storage approach you can do is you can just kind of, if you have your cards take up a lot of space, you can kind of take up space down here. I've done that for my game of like Newsfjord and Star Wars Outer Rim. But once you see the cards, it takes up more space, and then you can kind of like pack it in there, so that way the cards aren't sliding around and moving around. The problem with this is I don't know if there's a lot of stuff in this box to begin with, and because of that, it's not going to be super stable to keep the cards in there without flying around like crazy. So I definitely do have to put those in some kind of box, I think, which, again, means I have to use another box. What's in the box? All right, let's see. I got this one. Feels like a waste, but I got this. This would not fit in the box. It is too tall. It is far too tall, so that's unfortunate. That doesn't work. I got these ones from Upper or Ultra Pro. Sorry, I was gonna say Upper Deck. These ones will definitely fit. I think I need, these are 80s, and so I need 3 of the boxes. That feels like, ooh, okay, hold on. Hey, if I can fit these sideways like this while they're sleeved, then I think that could be my solution. So I think one of these can probably, well, 2 of these can fit all the cards. I don't know how hard they'll be to get out, but it keeps everything kind of nice and contained, which is good. And I can even throw the tiles, so I can throw these tiles inside of there too. So I think 2 of these, and no, that's not what I do. Oh no, 1 second. Shoot. Let's go. Whew, there we go. All right, so I think one of these, and the tiles kind of in there like that. I think that stores well enough. And I need another one. I have 2 yellows, so I will use 2 yellows. Or I can use maybe yellow for one, green for another. I didn't check to see if these would fit. Okay, yeah, that fits. That fits perfectly. Hey, look at that. All right, let me zoom out a little bit. I just realized I was all close up on it. Okay, so that works like so. And we will use this. Again, I need to sleeve my cards. I'm not going to sleeve them here in this video, but I do need to sleeve them. But we'll take advantage of the fact we have 2 different colors here at some point. There we go. I think everything else is just kind of hop on in the box. I do want to put the money not in this box. I would rather have this inside of one of these, a geek box. Let's see. Oh, I got a double over here. This might be a bit excessive. Sorry, just throwing stuff across the room here. This might be a bit excessive, but it gives me room to make metal or put metal money in here. And I don't know if I have enough metal money to justify putting inside of this box. I might. Let's see. How many coins? Where's the rulebook? 30 ones and 25 fives. Okay. I don't know if I have that many metal coins. So we're going to stick with the cardboard here. If you want the metal one, play the full game. Because I got metal money in that one. And it does feel nice to have like the metal coins kind of clinking around. Nice high quality components, as they say. Ooh, I could use the wooden money from Newsfjord in this. It'd be better than cardboard, but probably not by much. Yeah, this feels like a waste of space. Oops. Look at all that room in there. It's a ton of room in there. Feels excessive. Let me think. Maybe I use the Geekbox Slim. I don't have a Geekbox Slim. Oh, here's one. I found a Geekbox Slim, and I think this one's big enough for all of it, like so. Perfect. All right, that's good. That feels much more space efficient. That's good. And the other thing about it is that you can take all of this, and when you do go sit down and play the game, you can separate them out. Put your ones in the top, and then your fives in the bottom here. And that allows you to have your separation, so you have 2 trays for the price of 1. Again, space efficiency, trying to do like tips and tricks here. But the main thing is that I think this is going to be a reasonable solution for this. Yes, you still have to kind of sort some pieces, but you can kind of do this passively while the game's going, or while you're setting up. Maybe have one person separate the coins while everything else is getting thrown onto the table. Okay. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Yeah, that works. Like so. Okay, that's fine, and that means that I can use this for these. I know I said I was trying not to use up my my resources here, but I just can't. I mean, these boxes feel tacky. They feel tacky. I mean, I appreciate them for Lookout Games for including this, but like, they didn't include one for the cards and it just kind of spiraled from there, didn't it? All right, so I got everything in here except for these ones. This is the last remaining box. I could leave this one here for prosperity. I don't really have a good place to put it outside of using another box, but I don't know if I want to use another box for this. Let's see. If I have a slim, I can use that instead, I suppose. No slims. I'm pretty sure I have more slims, they're just not near me. So I'm going to give up on that venture. Just use what I got here. I could also use this, but I don't want to use this. So I guess I can't use that. One of these. This is a cube for me tray, but I don't want to. There. No of these. Now, alternatively, I could use a bigger one of these. I could use the Geekbox normal instead of the Geekbox slim. And then I could store this and the money inside of the same container, like this. And then it'll be more space efficient. But I think at a certain point, space efficiency becomes less important. It's more about, can the game hit the table easier now? And I think if I put these in there with those, that's going to make the game take longer to hit the table. So we're just going to stick with the original box that one came with. We got our cards stored here. Our tiles are stored in there too. Here's the rest of our bits. Kind of put those back in the box. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have 0 box lift because there's not really much in the box to have lift. There we go. Hey, we did it. Now all I gotta do is get my sleeve so I can sleeve the cards, and I should be able to store the cards or anything like that. Worst case scenario, I'll just store them at the bottom like I was talking about before. And I think with the amount of stuff that I have in there now, with the deck boxes, I can probably get, oh actually, the deck boxes would go away if I did that. Huh. Which is also kind of wild, like if you consider this is how much this game is. This game is just all these cards over here, and this stuff. So it's, oh, alright, I guess it's this mat and this other stuff here too, so okay, I guess I was underselling it. But yeah, it's not a ton of components. That can be very nice and refreshing, not as intimidating for players when they first sit down and try to play the game. And a Great Western Trail when that game hits the table, or at least when I first learned it on Board Game Arena, I was like, oh my god, there's so much going on. Turns out there's not that much going on, which is cool. It makes it really easy and straightforward to learn. There are some really weird quirks that are hard to learn while playing on Board Game Arena because the computer's doing it for you and telling you what your options are, as opposed to letting you do the math and figure out yourself and play the rules correctly. But at least you play the rules correctly, so I suppose it's not that big of a detriment. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to like get some order in this box and things are just chaos here. There we go, we did it. All right, boom, done. And there we go. We have our Great Western Trail El Paso. Oh, hello, Time Roller. Welcome, welcome. Yes, whoops indeed, whoops indeed. All right, so we have everything kind of all set and settled. We have Great Western Trail El Paso. That unboxing is all done. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, and then we'll go into playing a board game. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you all whenever. Oh, sorry, before I go, yeah, Time Roller says El Paso is a great game. Yes, yes, yes. I've heard really good things about this one. I'm actually looking forward to learning this one. And they said it's also a good entry point to Great Western Trail, but yeah. All right. See y'all whatever.